I got literally raped when I was 6 years old under anesthesia on an operating table. I only found out about it because they tried to kill me before I did. I just happen to know how these things work. If you were under the impression that we were negotiating in the meantime, you technically, figuratively got raped by homosexuals too. What to do about these pushy clandestine faggots raping everybody? I think the root of the problem is, well, there's no authority on the land, no public powers of arrest, which are not derived from the Bill of Rights. But I think the main problem is probably whoever is saying, oh, well, you don't persecute homosexuals. That must mean you rape 6-year-olds in surgery. Homosexuals are the boss. That's why I prefer the Eastern Orthodox Church at this time, because in Russia, being a fucking retard is a form of insanity too. Why do these people exist anywhere? Normal people shouldn't have to burden themselves with this, like trying to figure out that this is what they're arguing, behind closed doors, behind our backs. This is the source of global high financial power. It was the unconscious 6-year-old boy's fault. Well, I guess you could be a king in the meantime. Trying to prove it was the kid's fault for decades. Schools getting shot up left and right. All because of these fucking faggots. Congress is like, oh, we couldn't live without them. Yeah, in Russia, being a fucking retard is a form of insanity too. Look at the premier. What other major world power has a former military officer as a premier? Oh no, that's bad. Peaceniks. Muslims. This is how you end up getting pushed around by faggots. Central African warlords versus homos and fucking retards. Now, in most cases, like historically, the Catholic way would be to find whoever's paying these abominations. But I think in this case, there's a lot more we can do here. We don't have to necessarily give every bestseller we don't have to grant non-government organization, charitable organization status to every Jonestown. Where is your owner? Who's your daddy? What does he own? What are his assets? Doesn't matter because it's a church. It does matter because somebody raped 84,000 Boy Scouts. Religion is a search for universal and eternal truth. That's not all it is. It has property. Even a cult performs ceremonial burial, last rites. The ferryman always gets paid. In a cult, if it's going to be a cult, qualify as cult status. Even a cult can have judges. A philosopher is unafraid to meet his gods because he's right, he is correct, or he shares the consensus view, not a whole bunch of sneaking around like that's our guy. So there's religion, cult, philosophy. These can be protected. The golden calf, technically a cult, been around for a long time. It's when you sing along to the screams of your political enemies, act like you can't hear him, or like this is part of the show. It is the year of our Lord 2024. If you don't like it, when you leaving? So there's Benghazi. You can't ban waterboarding in a Judeo-Christian... They say it's not a Christian country, but Europe was invaded by Islam before the First Reich. So people's conception of Christianity is tainted by 600 years of forced illiteracy. What is a Christian country? I mean, this has always been the round side of the planet. I hate what we're doing to the Slavs and the Greeks. Like we have some reason to fight with them while we get invaded by the Martians because Islam has oil. Islam acquires, obtains, maintains control of the world's most precious resources with slavery and terrorism. And how do you maintain these lucrative contracts without becoming a terrorist yourself? The Irish invented whiskey. If it were it not for the technology to turn wine into whiskey, there would be no gasoline. All that oil would still be in the ground. So democracy protects the rights of the minority by universal application of majority rule. No one party or lobby gets all the communist capitalism. I think that's probably where you went wrong. It was the goat's fault. That's Islam. Goat came on to me. He was just born that way. So Saudi Arabia wants to go court the Chinese. They're going to go rape the little Chinese boys instead. Our loss, right? Texas is like, oh, we're running out of water. We don't know what to do. I don't know, like shoot you out of a cannon back to whatever flat Earth-like planet you came from. We're not obligated to compete on this level with humanity's closest natural enemies. You get your head out of that line of thinking. These homos are calling us crazy, Houston. Cocaine is illegal. It's probably not going to change overnight. This is the producer side of the planet. I have never sold cocaine. I am qualified to prosecute crimes against humanity committed with cocaine. No person, living or dead, is going to challenge that. There's nobody out there under the impression that they owe me money for cocaine. I got raped in surgery when I was 6 years old. I've had homos and fucking retards following me around, raping and trapping and framing and killing people. No affiliation. Scotland, if you have ever done cocaine, Nigeria owns you. You are their rightful property, and it was legal until Sigmund Freud spent the banana wars shoving it up little girls' noses by the gram with his boyfriends, raging homosexual and father of modern psychoanalysis. Cocaine is great! Are you into dudes? So those are my thoughts for the evening for now. This is all unscripted, in case you couldn't tell. I don't even turn off notifications or anything. Why I'm not advising the Central Intelligence Agency, I don't know. It's a miscommunication. Somebody thought we were negotiating. Figure whenever I catch up with those ladies, whoever's responsible for the miscommunication is going to be up to their eyeballs and boiling shit. Boiling fucking shit, my friend. I am a anti-disestablishmentarian, anti-fascist, anti-communist, if that's allowed. I was against all this bullshit before it started.